children's world all about parenting, and today I'm coming back after taking a break because of the demise of my mother-in-law, and we all were in a sync because it was not expected, even though my mama was not there for quite some time. But yes, we need to get back to routine because we need to run our show. So we are back to the routine what we are in, and today we are going to come up with the next section, that is the prayer and children. I don't know how many people support the act of prayer, but I do believe 100% in the power of prayer because I'm brought up like that. If you see the word prayer, it is the act of surrendering ourselves to a supernatural power which we emphasize as God. If you ask, when our children start 2.5 years or 3 years, we send them to school. Why schooling is needed? If someone asks, we will not answer them, I am sending my children to school because it's a trend, or the entire society is sending them to school. No. I know that when I have a child, my child should grow up in an accepted way, and he should behave the way what is appropriate, and the knowledge should be adequate for the public or the society what my child belongs to. This is my reason to send my child to school. Same way, with the way I'm schooling myself or training my physical man or my mental status to behave in an appropriate way, we have a spirit inside, and prayer helps us to tune us to live according to the needs and wants of the society in a better way. In fact, prayer helps us to face the issues of the life. You all agree with me that we all go through hard times along with the good times of life. Yes, in good times, most of us won't pray because it's a time of happiness, it's a time of enjoyment where we forget God. But there are difficulties that no one in this world can help you. So this time, if I need to cope up, I need a support other than the help what a human being can give me. So for this particular aspect, the importance of prayer is very essential, and it is mandatory to inculcate the value of prayer in children. If you see, in the initial period of time, the children copy whatever you do. So if you sing a song, or if you read the books, the religious books what we have, the kind of prayers, the way, the tone, the way you do, the kid just copies it. So that is the act of copying you can see in all the children when we discuss about the spiritual development. When the child grows to 3.5, 4 years old, the child starts to do all these things independently, and they are knowing that it is an accepted behavior in the house, and that expect an appreciation. So whatever the preschooler is closing the eyes and praying, well, it is not the spiritual development, it is the act of what accepted behavior by the family, which is reinforced by the reward, like clapping the hands, appreciation. Yes, bacha, you done a good job. So this kind of words to enable the child to use this. But when the child grows bigger, maybe a schooler or adolescent, they start thinking each and every act of spiritual things what you have done. So they start thinking upon and start bargaining on all these things. So whatever base we taught them in this childhood will start enabling the child to use for practical life. If you see, when we were children, we learn alphabets and numbers. At that time, we just mark them, or we by heart whatever the teacher or our parents taught us. We never understood the importance of that. But today, I cannot communicate with the letters I marked up once upon a time, or the numbers I learned by any kind of punishments or reward I learned but today I'm living with them. Same way, the initial steps we are teaching our children on their childhood days will be enabled as they grows bigger, because it is a long process. Whatever you are teaching, you will not see the result now, but you will find the results fully developed when the child reaches to a bigger life or reaches in adulthood. Now let's see what to teach a child for praying. So the first thing what we need to understand that teach the child to be thankful for everything what we have. It is very difficult to see what is available for us. Everyone is an adult, we know what is not available. I don't have this, I don't have that, but we never acknowledge what we have. So help them to or teach them to thank even minute things: the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food what we eat, the parents what we have, siblings, friends, schools, or anything we have. Help them to thank for all these things. Now the important thing is teach them not to demand God all the time or beg for anything that I want a cycle God, I want a bike God. This is not the way the prayer should be. So that aspect they should understand. And they should always acknowledge God as a helping hand even if parents or not loved ones are there with them. Now the important topic we need to know in the praying is to not underestimate or put down the religious values of someone else. India is a culture with diverse religious practices, whereas we should learn to respect other people's religious beliefs and their practices. Why prayer is important? Prayer helps to have an emotional control or control of our negative vibes. Prayer helps us to deal our emergencies in a better manner than being lost. Prayer helps me to have my moral values intact. So these are some of the important points I should know why prayer is important. So why I should know as a mother, as a father, I should know, then only I can teach my child what is happening. Now we'll see how I can inculcate this habit. One thing is very clear in parenting is do not tell the children to do anything. Just do it as routine. Your children will copy it. If you want your children to read the religious books, if you want your children to pray, you make a pattern for your prayer. You make a pattern to read the books what you want to read. You make a pattern of singing the hymns so that they will just copy because they know you like it, so they start following it. Once they start following, it becomes a routine for them and it is inculcated in their behavior. So they could start a day with a prayer. Also teach them to pray for others. It is not only me and my family, it is about the country or the society or the community, so that the children will learn why I should pray for others. When I pray, if you see my children pray for truck, van, if you see anyone today, they will pray for that person. So I keep on telling, don't pray for truck and van and the bike you see. Pray for people. So when they see people, they recollect them. So that kind of value, if you put in them, they will start praying for others. So as the child grows up, all the moral values and the values we need in a society will be inculcated in them. And not the last and the least, there is a point. Do not be ashamed to pray in front of anyone or in front of any crisis, because prayer is used as a weapon by all human beings when they are in dilemma. Hope this session is good enough and it put a good value on why prayer is important in children. Till we meet next week with another important topic, stay happy and stay safe.